Loon in this situation might feel like, yo, an easier way for me to get what I ultimately want and to leave the relationship is to make her feel like she's breaking up with me, because I'm gonna get way too much resistance if I break up with her. Mm-hmm. I think it happens more often than we admit, and I think I can understand it. Am I advising that? No, I understand what this young lady's saying. Communication is the best solution. Same thing that you said, Tahoe. But all I'm saying is I can understand that perspective as well.
Are you back? I just want to know if we can refer to you. Mm-hmm. What do you think about what Traum just said? Can you understand what he said?
No, I cannot. I'm sorry. This is madness.
Wait, you
sometimes I really feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone when I'm sitting here, because that's crazy to me. Like, what do you mean? Like, a woman is not going to let you leave if you break up. Like, you break up with people, and you establish your boundaries. Like, if I break up with you and I don't want anything to do with you, then I'm going to block you. And now how can you contact me? Like, doing this back and forth, like, oh, I'm going to play games with you until you break up with... That doesn't make sense to me. That literally does not make sense. Like, say what you mean what you say, put your foot down and move on. But most men don't do that. They teeter. They keep the door ajar, and then they kind of like, oh, yeah, I want to break up with you, but I don't want to be mean, so I'm going to still keep you around and still speak to you. Why are we speaking? We're done.
So, just for further clarification, it's not always easy to leave a woman that's not ready to be left. And I think you're underestimating how easy that is for some men to deal with.
If you're leaving somebody that quote unquote is not ready to be left, and you're realizing that this person is not ready to be left, you block them from calling you, block them from emailing you, block them from social media.
You're talking about real life. You're talking about
social media
devices and shit.
I'm talking about real life, because now you're blocking contact. What's the next thing? What are they going to show up to your house?
Blocking contact in real life? What do you think? I'm in a relationship with you, and I can't call you no more. Damn, I guess I'll never see you ever again. Like, that's not how the shit work in real lilife. We're in a relationship.
911.
I know your mom. Like, I'm coming to your crib. I'm pulling up to your office. I know all. Like, this shit happens.
I don't see.
I'm not advocating for this, by the way, but there should be some level of understanding that this does exist, and you could understand why it would lead to that type of mentality of what Loon is talking about. That's all I'm saying. We have to understand each other. But
that's not normal, right? But see, the problem is that mentality, that what Loon is saying and what you guys are saying, y'all making it seem like that is the norm. But I don't think that's the norm. Of course, anything can possibly happen. Niggas could walk out and get punched in the face right now for no reason.
More often than I think you think.
So you're
women kind of run towards conflict more than men. I've said this. Women are lawless. They are better arguers. They are better. They literally will. They're better at confrontation, especially in a relationship, than a lot of men are.
Okay.
Men don't necessarily we don't have the. She needs a tissue. We don't. Right. Men don't have the intelligence. Emotional intelligence, the vocabulary to be able to sustain a whole argument over and over again with you when y'all are better at that shit. So a nigga will just shut down. Again, I agree with you. I'm not defending the situation. Actually, I actually was in the video like, that's crazy. That niggas think that's the way it should be. I literally like, yo, you should communicate. Right. But I have had several cars of mine keyed by people that I did not want to deal with anymore. And I wasn't, one of the cars got keyed when I was with somebody else. And I had there was no time, huh?
I remember that.
There was nobody in months of anything. They just decided to come whenever they felt and keep my shit. Like, yeah, all right, he ain't gonna know who it is. Another car got keyed by a person that I was in a relationship with or had just broken up with. The time when I wasn't even messing with Shorty, I was messing with somebody else, and she came and broke my window. And those are just simple instances, and in that you're like saying like, oh. See, the thing is, when we often talk about monoliths and generalization. We do this thing with men as if they don't go through these things, or as if like, yo, that's not normal. Niggas be going through hell, and you learn by your experiences. And sometimes it's like, yo, dog, I remember trying to leave a chick, and she literally jumped on my back and ripped my clothes off. These are all different women. You think that I'm gonna keep trying to do this shit? I'm trying to leave.
I got a burn mark from a cigarette from trying to leave a woman when I was 21 years old. This shit happens. Damn. Right? So I could not get down the stairs. She grabbed me and burned me, and I have a mark on my arm.
Somebody who smokes cigarettes?
Yeah, you know who it is, but I had to ask. Exactly who it is. Right? So I say that to say, I can't count how many times I've heard women either that I've dealt with or I overheard or a friend that said, I usually get whatever I want. A lot of women have that attitude, right? So when they're in a position where they're not getting what they want, it's not always easy breezy. It's like, hey, you know what? This isn't really working out for me. I think we should break up. It doesn't usually end with, okay. It don't end like that for niggas sometimes. So they got to figure out other ways around it.
And the one person a woman don't give a fuck about being bad confrontational with, that's her nigga. Mm-hmm. She will steal on that nigga. Right or wrong? Yeah. She will steal on that nigga. She will say and wow him up ways she would not do in most of her other relationships. But with him, he gonna get this work because he trying to play in my face.
So what Luna's saying, for a lot of men, the smoothest breakup is if it's her idea.